Page 18, Fireside Thoughts. It's another real sweet piece to listen to, and the left hand goes crazy. Okay, that's always fun, isn't it? It's got some really nasty looking chords in it, like at the top of page 19, but we'll talk about those. You just take it one thing at a time, you can figure it out, usually. I look it over, it's 2 pages long. Treble bass clef, at least to start. 3 sharps in the key signature, so it's either in A major or F sharp minor. If it's a sweet sounding piece, I'm guessing it's going to be in a major. And if you look at this, it ends on A, so I'm guessing it's in an A major. Do the scales and arpeggios for both though, A major and F sharp minor. 4/4 time signature, right hand first. The right hand is playing on the lower staff. It has an RH there, and that's the melody. 5th finger. 1 and 2 and 3 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3. Okay. Now, going from the second line to the third line, you're using 5th finger on both. And you can get away with it because it's a new phrase. Like taking your breath, you can lift up. I would still rather not. I like to connect everything. I want to feel that connection even though I'm going to lift up. So I don't want to end on 5th finger at the end of the second line. So I'm going to scrunch up a little bit and use 3. This way I'm ending on 4th finger. So the second line, the last 2 measures, you're here, 1 and 2, and scrunch up. Here. Now I can do 5th finger for the note, and you do it again. Now the last line on page 18, you're here, 1, 2, and then thumb. That's a repeated note. We can do that. Use that, and then going on, 1, 2. You will lift up there. 1, 2. Now let's take a look at the top of page 19. What do we got going on? We got a mess going on. We have this ugly looking chord. Part of the notes in the chord, the stem is going up, and part of the notes in the chord, the stem is going down. That's indicating that with the notes where the stem goes up, the right hand plays those. And for the notes with the stem going down, the left hand plays those. It's quite common. We simply got to figure it out. You do a technique called spell out the chord. That is, you take it one note at a time, and you simply figure it out. You fill each note. I'm doing just the right hand here, and the right hand, the bottom note is a D, I think. It's hard to tell. You have to examine it. The bottom note with the stem going up, what is it? And in this case, it's actually a D. And the next one then is an F sharp, and then an A, and then a B. So it's really just a D chord with a B on top. That. And then the next one, next measure, well, it's an A, a C, and an F sharp. And as far as connecting them, it's kind of hard to do with chords. But and then third measure, it's a B, D, F sharp. That's really what it is. Second line, third measure, here. And then a B, D, E, G sharp. And then a C sharp, here. And then we're back like we were at the beginning. Isn't that nice? The last line I'll come back to later. Left hand, well, the left hand goes crazy. You're starting with an A here. And then the left hand plays the top staff. Left hand. That's what the LH is for. You can do this fingering, 5-2-1 or 5-2-3. I don't know how big your hand is or where you want to be. So I'm liable to finger it either way. Who knows what I'm going to do. That's all we're doing. It's here. Don't forget the G sharps. Now, second line down, third measure, it's here. D sharp. It's a little easier when they're black keys like that. And then here. And then in the last measure of the second line, do both of those in one hand position. Here, judge, here, here. Like so. Don't move around here. And I teach 4th finger on the G sharp. Some teachers teach 3. I don't. I teach 4. Here. Top of page 19. Again, we got to figure them out. We start with D, F sharp, A, and a B. It's the same notes as this and the right hand, same notes. It's just that the left hand also has to play the bottom staff. So you're here, here, and here, here, and here, and here. So the left hand's still moving around. Last line on page 19, quarter note, or 16th notes, 1 E and just it's the same notes in each hand. It's 1 E and come on across, be ready. And that last note, C sharp, A, to what they want. And the left hand's going to do both, because the left hand's been doing all this movement anyway, so okay. So once I have an idea what each hand is doing and sort of the fingering, I'll attempt to put them together, and I'll hesitate, but that's okay for now. It's just here at the beginning. And hold this half note down as long as you can. You got to come down, but don't come down any. Don't just play it and then come down. Hold it down. And then here. Top of page 17. The chords. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Here, they're not playing necessarily the same notes, are they? 2, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. 2, 3. And then here. And then here. And then back like you were at the beginning. So we put the hands together and then go back over it maybe a line at a time or so and get rid of any hesitations. This can take a while, but no hesitations. Go as slow as you need to, but no hesitations. Once they're gone, I'll think about the articulation, and that's slurring. Here, lift up, lift up, lift up, lift up. Putting in the phrasing for the melody. The left hand, I'm just playing it as best I can. Then the dynamics, that applies to the melody. Kind of a moderately soft to soft. These chords gotta be really very soft. Just keep them soft. At the top of page 19, they do finally give you a moderately loud. And this is going to be mainly the right hand, but that chord, it can be all of it. This is soft. This is moderately loud. Soft. Then in the third line down, they don't say anything. I think it's an error. Go back down like you were at the beginning. Now, I missed it before, so I'll talk about it now. At the top of page 19 on the chords, they have those squiggly lines. Okay, those are arpeggiated lines. It means to roll the chord or arpeggiate the chord. It means you play it one note at a time, like so. It's not rhythmic. In this case, it's not rhythmic. It can be, it's not. And it's done very quickly. Here. Hold them down. How fast you roll, or it depends on the interpretation. In this case, you do it fairly quickly. It's one hand and then the other. And again, how they're interpreted, people don't agree. The top note is the melody. And so they will say, I want that note on the beat. So they'll play everything else before it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I was taught in college to do the bottom note on the beat. What it is it makes the melody note like an agogic accent. In other words, you're delaying the melody note intentionally, and that helps to kind of bring it out. So the bottom note would be on the beat, this one. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And it's a way of expressing or interpreting the music. Do it the way your teacher tells you to do. But I generally play the bottom note on the beat because that's what I'm used to. It's what I had to do in school, so that's what I do. The speed, dolce and andante. Dolce is sweetly again. We got a lot of that sweet stuff going on. Andantes, this leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is. 1, 2. All the way through, that's fine. Now the pedal. They are using overlap pedal throughout. It looks like they're changing it with every measure. That's fine, pretty much. The end, they're holding it down. That's all right. Notes first, then the pedal. And then change it after you play the notes in the measure. But still hold that right hand half note down. Don't lift it up. So you lift it up immediately? No. Hold it down. In my opinion, it would sound better if you played a C sharp on top or an A on top rather than the C sharp. I like that better. But they put the C sharp up there. It's like the last piece we did. I don't know. Maybe it's an error, but that's what's written, so that's what I played. Whatever.